You worked years to save $100,000, and in the next 5 minutes, you are either going to multiply it or slowly lose it without even realizing it. Most people think hitting six figures means safety. What it really means is you have reached the most dangerous financial crossroads of your life. One decision can turn that money into freedom. One mistake can trap you in the same job for the next 20 years. If you have $100,000 saved, what you do next matters more than how you earned it. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you will know exactly how to turn that number into income, security, and real independence. Imagine this. You worked for years. Early mornings, late nights. You skipped vacations. You said no to dinners. You watched friends upgrade their lives while you quietly built yours. Now your bank account shows one powerful number, $100,000. It feels safe. It feels like freedom. But here's the real problem. You are afraid to touch it. You are scared that one wrong move will erase years of sacrifice. Inflation keeps rising. Rent keeps increasing. Groceries cost more every month. You know that if you leave the money sitting in a regular savings account, it slowly loses value. You start asking yourself hard questions. Should you invest it? Should you start a business? Should you quit your job? What if you lose everything? The emotional tension is heavy. You work too hard to gamble, but you also know that doing nothing is its own risk. This is the moment most people get stuck. Here is what you should do once you have $100,000 saved. First, do not think of it as spending money. Think of it as seed money. Your goal is not to protect every dollar. Your goal is to make the money work for you so you do not have to work forever. Step 1. Secure your foundation. Keep 6 to 12 months of living expenses in a high-yield savings account. If your monthly expenses are $3,000, keep at least $18,000 to $36,000 untouched. This is your safety net. This removes fear. This allows you to take smart risks instead of desperate ones. Now you still have a large amount ready to grow. Step 2. Buy time, not things. Many people celebrate $100,000 by buying a new car or upgrading their lifestyle. That decision traps them. Instead, use your savings to create income streams. Here is how to start building money online in a simple and practical way. Start a digital skill side hustle. Pick one skill that businesses always need. Copywriting, video editing, graphic design, website building, social media management. You can learn these skills online for free or at low cost. Then offer your service on platforms like Upwork or Fiverr. For example, if you learn video editing, you can charge $300 to edit short-form videos for one client each month. With 5 clients, that is $1,500 monthly. That is $18,000 per year from a skill that only requires your laptop. You can use part of your savings to buy a good computer, software, and training. That is an investment, not an expense. Build a simple online business. Another powerful move is starting a niche content business. Choose a topic. Personal finance for beginners. Fitness for busy parents. Study tips for students. Budget travel. Create content on YouTube, TikTok, or a blog. Share real advice. Document your journey. Be consistent. Once you build attention, you can make money through affiliate marketing, digital products, sponsorships, online courses. For example, if you talk about budgeting tools, you can recommend software and earn commission for every sale. If 100 people buy through your link and you earn $20 per referral, that is $2,000. Your $100,000 gives you something most beginners do not have: time and patience. You do not need instant profit. You can focus on quality and long-term growth. Invest in cash flow assets. Instead of only investing in stocks and hoping the market rises, consider small cash flow businesses. Examples: buy an existing small website that already earns $1,000 per month. Start an e-commerce store selling a simple product with steady demand. Invest in rental property if numbers make sense in your area. Let us say you buy an online store that nets $2,000 per month for $60,000. If managed properly, that is $24,000 per year. Over time, you can improve marketing and increase profit. The key is this: focus on assets that produce income, not liabilities that consume it. The real shift is mental. $100,000 is not the finish line. It is the launch pad. The biggest mistake is staying comfortable, keeping the money parked while you stay in a job you dislike, watching years pass. The smarter move is controlled action. Keep your emergency fund. Invest in skills. Build income online. Buy assets that pay you monthly. That is how $100,000 becomes $200,000. That is how $200,000 becomes financial independence. The fear you feel is normal. The tension is real. But money sitting still will never change your life. Money working with a clear plan will. Once you have $100,000 saved, do not celebrate by upgrading your lifestyle. Upgrade your income streams. Upgrade your income streams. Now imagine something different. 1 year passes. Instead of just one paycheck, you now have 3 sources of income. Your job still pays you. Your freelance clients send you monthly payments. Your small online business brings in sales while you sleep. For the first time, you are not anxious when your boss sends a meeting invite. You are not terrified of layoffs. You are not trapped. But here is another truth no one talks about. Growth creates new fear. When your side hustle makes $3,000 per month, you start thinking bigger. You wonder if you should quit your job. You wonder if you should invest more. You worry about taxes. You worry about losing momentum. This is where discipline matters more than excitement. Instead of quitting too early, use your $100,000 wisely. Reinvest profits. If your online business makes $2,000 profit this month, do not spend it on lifestyle upgrades. Use it to run paid ads. Hire a part-time assistant. Improve your website. Buy better tools. Small improvements compound. Here is a simple example. You start a YouTube channel about beginner investing. At first, you earn nothing. After 6 months, you qualify for ads and earn $500 per month. Instead of celebrating, you invest $300 into better lighting, editing help, and thumbnail design. Your views increase. Revenue grows to $1,500 per month. Then you create a beginner investing guide as a digital product for $49. If just 100 people buy it in a month, that is $4,900. Now your small content project becomes a real business. Another practical path is building an online service agency. Let us say you learn email marketing. You help small businesses write promotional emails. You charge each business $800 per month. With 5 clients, that is $4,000 per month. You can then hire another freelancer to fulfill the work for $2,000 total. You keep $2,000 as profit for managing and finding clients. That is leverage. Your savings gave you breathing room. Your skills created income. Systems create scale. You must also protect yourself. Register your business properly. Track your income and expenses. Speak to a tax professional. Separate personal and business finances. Professional structure reduces future stress. Now here is the deeper lesson. $100,000 is powerful not because of a number, but because of what it represents. It represents discipline. It represents delayed gratification. It represents the ability to think long-term. Most people never reach that number because they increase spending every time income increases. You chose a different path. So once you reach it, act differently as well. Do not chase every new trend. Do not invest in businesses you do not understand. Do not put all your capital into one risky idea. Start small. Test ideas with limited money. If something works, scale it. For example, instead of investing $50,000 into a new e-commerce brand immediately, start with $2,000. Test product demand with small advertising campaigns. Validate the market. Then expand. Smart risk builds wealth. Blind risk destroys it. Picture yourself 5 years from now. If you consistently build online income streams, reinvest profits, and avoid lifestyle inflation, your $100,000 can turn into multiple assets producing steady cash flow. At that point, work becomes optional, not mandatory. The real win is not becoming rich overnight. The real win is removing fear from your life. Once you have $100,000 saved, do not let it sit quietly while inflation eats it. Turn it into skills. Turn it into assets. Turn it into systems that pay you repeatedly. That is how savings become freedom. That is how savings become freedom. But freedom is not just about money. It is about control. Control over your time. Control over your decisions. Control over who you work with and what you build. Here is the part most people misunderstand. When you hit $100,000, the temptation is to think you made it. You feel ahead of the crowd. You feel secure. That comfort can quietly slow you down. Comfort is dangerous. If you return to autopilot, your savings will shrink through small upgrades. A slightly nicer apartment, a more expensive car payment, more subscriptions, more convenience spending. Nothing extreme, just small leaks. 5 years later, the account balance looks almost the same. But prices increased, opportunities passed, energy declined. That is the silent loss. Instead, treat your $100,000 like a personal investor watching you. Ask yourself, if this money were owned by someone else and they trusted you to grow it, how would you act? You would demand a plan. You would track performance. You would expect returns. So create a simple structure. Divide your capital into clear buckets. One bucket for safety. One bucket for skill development. One bucket for business experiments. One bucket for long-term investments. For example, $30,000 emergency fund, $10,000 for courses, mentorship, tools, and software, $20,000 for testing online businesses or acquiring small digital assets, $40,000 invested in diversified index funds or other long-term assets. Now your money has direction. Then build weekly execution habits. Every week, reach out to 5 potential clients. Publish 2 pieces of content. Study 1 improvement in your craft. Review your numbers. Small consistent action builds serious income over time. Let us talk about one more powerful strategy. Buying income instead of building from zero. There are online marketplaces where people sell small digital businesses. Some are simple blogs earning through ads. Some are small software tools charging monthly subscriptions. If a website earns $1,200 per month and sells for $36,000, that is a 3-year payback period if profits stay stable. With small improvements in marketing or search engine optimization, you might increase revenue to $1,800 per month. That turns a modest investment into a strong return. But always review the numbers carefully. Verify traffic sources. Understand why the owner is selling. Risk management matters more than excitement. Here is the emotional truth. The journey after $100,000 is not about becoming flashy. It is about becoming strategic. You stop thinking like a worker trading hours for pay. You start thinking like an owner building systems. You stop asking, how much can I earn this month? You start asking, what asset can I build that pays me for years? There will be moments of doubt. A client cancels. A product launch fails. An advertisement campaign loses money. That does not mean you failed. It means you are playing the real game now. The difference between people who grow their wealth and people who stay stuck is persistence with adjustment. When something does not work, analyze it. Improve it. Try again with better information. Your $100,000 gave you a head start. Now discipline and intelligent action will determine whether it multiplies or disappears slowly through inaction. So once you reach that 6-figure milestone, do not freeze. Make a decision. Create a structure. Take controlled risks. Build assets. Reinvest profits. Stay patient, because the real goal was never to save $100,000. The real goal was to build a life where money is a tool, not a source of stress. And that next chapter begins the moment you decide to make your savings work harder than you do. And that next chapter begins the moment you decide to make your savings work harder than you do. Now let us go deeper. There will be a moment when you look at your bank account again. The number might still say $100,000, or maybe it dropped to $92,000 because you invested in yourself. Maybe it rose to $118,000 because your side hustles are gaining traction. This is where your mindset gets tested. If the number drops slightly because you invested in assets, do not panic. Strategic investment is different from careless spending. One builds the future. The other protects comfort. Understand this clearly. Your savings alone will not change your life. Your behavior will. Here is a powerful approach to accelerate your growth. Stack income streams. Start with one online skill. Turn that skill into consistent monthly income. Then use that income to fund a second opportunity. For example, you start freelance web design and earn $2,500 per month. After covering business expenses, you reinvest $1,000 monthly into building a niche content website. That website begins earning $800 per month through ads and affiliate links. Now you take $500 from that profit to test a small digital product. Each layer supports the next one. This is how ordinary people quietly build wealth without taking extreme risks. You also need to protect your energy. When building online income, burnout is real. Many people try to do everything at once. They launch 3 businesses, post on every social platform, and attempt to learn 5 skills at the same time. That scattered focus leads to slow results and frustration. Instead, master one path at a time. If you choose content creation, commit to it for at least 1 year. Publish consistently. Study analytics. Improve your titles and packaging. Build trust with your audience. If you choose freelancing, focus on client acquisition and service quality. Deliver strong results. Ask for testimonials. Raise your prices gradually. Depth creates income. Distraction destroys it. Another critical move, once you have $100,000 saved, is negotiating your job from a position of strength. You can request remote work. You can ask for reduced hours. You can seek higher pay. You can transition into consulting. Because you have savings, you are not desperate. And when you are not desperate, you negotiate better. This is psychological power. Now imagine 3 to 5 years of disciplined action. Your emergency fund is intact. Your investments are compounding. Your online businesses produce steady monthly cash flow. Your job is optional. At that stage, decisions change. You choose projects based on interest. You take breaks without fear. You support family without stress. You invest in opportunities quickly because you have liquidity. That is the transformation. It does not happen in one viral moment. It happens through structured decisions repeated weekly. So once you have $100,000 saved, here is the final truth. Do not protect it so tightly that it never grows. Do not risk it so carelessly that you lose it. Respect it. Direct it. Multiply it. The number itself is only the beginning. The real power is what you build after you reach it. Here is what everything comes down to. Saving $100,000 proves something powerful about you. It proves you can delay gratification. It proves you can stay disciplined when others spend. It proves you can think long-term when the world pushes short-term pleasure. But saving money is only step 1. If you let fear control you, that money will sit still. If you let comfort control you, that money will slowly disappear. If you let strategy guide you, that money will multiply. You learn that security comes first. Build your emergency fund. You learn that skills create income. Invest in abilities that businesses will always pay for. You learn that assets create freedom. Build or buy things that generate cash flow every month. You learn to start small. Test ideas. Scale what works. Cut what does not. And most importantly, you learn that $100,000 is not the finish line. It is the launch pad. The real goal is not to impress people. The real goal is not to look rich. The real goal is to build a life where your time belongs to you. A life where you wake up because you choose to. A life where bills do not control your decisions. A life where opportunity feels exciting instead of terrifying. That future is not built by luck. It is built by action. So if you have $100,000 saved, stop hesitating. Create your plan. Invest in skills. Build income streams. Turn your savings into systems that pay you back. And if you are still on the journey toward that first 6 figures, let this be your reminder that discipline changes everything. Do not just watch this message and feel motivated. Act on it. If this helped you think differently about money and freedom, subscribe for more practical strategies. Like this video to support the channel, and share it with someone who needs to stop sitting on their savings and start building real wealth. Your first $100,000 shows what you are capable of. What you build next will define your future. You work years to save $100,000, and in the next 5 minutes, you are either going to multiply it or slowly lose it without even realizing it. Most people think hitting six figures means safety. What it really means is you have reached the most dangerous financial crossroads of your life. One decision can turn that money into freedom. One mistake can trap you in the same job for the next 20 years. If you have $100,000 saved, what you do next matters more than how you earned it. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you will know exactly how to turn that number into income, security, and real independence.